So if you have followed my page for any amount of time, then you notice kind of the theme of my videos is just cute little puppies. I am a dog breeder, and so I use this to just kind of show videos of my puppies doing cute puppy things. This video is not, it's not gonna be that. This video is about this little girl right here. So this cute little girl, her name is Violet, and she was out of Rye and Ginger's little Shih Tzu litter. So there were 5 in this litter. They've all been doing phenomenal up until about a little over a week ago. So all this started on a Sunday when our vet was closed. She started drinking a lot of water, and her belly got really, really tight, and she lost control basically of kind of her back legs. So she was not able to stand. She just kind of whimpered a lot. At first we thought maybe we were having some seizures. Honestly, the first thing we thought, because she is tiny, she weighs, at the time she weighed like a pound and I think an ounce. She would kind of fluctuate between 1 pound 1 ounce, 1 pound 2 ounces. And so at the time we were thinking maybe it was low blood sugar. Kind of had the makings of that. So we treated for that. We contacted the emergency vet on call because our vet was out of town. We were advised to bring her in. So we took her up there. They ran tests. They checked for a liver shunt. Obviously checked her blood sugar first. It was not blood sugar. They did some lab work. We were limited on how much lab work we could do because she is so tiny. So she doesn't have a ton of blood that would allow for a lot of labs. So they did do some lab work. She checked for a liver shunt because how she was behaving, she thought maybe that was something we were dealing with. That test came back completely normal. So she felt fairly confident in kind of ruling that out. She felt that maybe because her stomach was still really tight feeling, that maybe she had just drank too much water, and the symptoms that we were seeing was because she was in pain. And so because she was, we had a lot of kind of like drool, and so she was thinking, well, maybe her stomach hurts, and so it's making her a little nauseous feeling. And so because she is so tiny, there wasn't really a whole lot she could do for that. So we brought her home. She said just kind of keep an eye on her, and over the next 24 hours she got a little bit better. She was still not able to really walk. Like her front legs worked perfectly fine, but it was like she was extremely weak in her hind legs. She couldn't stand up. She would try to stand up and she would fall over. She had feeling like she had movement. She could move her hind legs. She just didn't have any strength, and it was like she kind of lacked a little bit of control over them. She would make her way over to the water. She would make her way over to food. She didn't really want to eat a lot of food. We were in the process at the time of introducing puppy food. So they got wet canned food. The vet did give me some prescription diet canned food. It was a high calorie, to see if we could maybe get some weight on her, because she had maintained her weight. For the past several days we weren't seeing any gains. So we got some prescription food. I started syringe feeding her several times a day. We were seeing a little bit of gains, and she started to regain the use of her back legs. And now, I mean, she's perfectly fine as far as she can walk. She you know, has strength in her hind legs. But she was like that for probably, I don't know, 4 days. She was really bad for the first 24 hours. Then she started to kind of slowly get better. And each day she has progressively gotten better and better. And now if you were to look at her with her litter mates, as far as like her movement, her playfulness, she's pretty much on track with her litter mates. She's just a lot smaller. She's a full pound lighter than the boys. They're the biggest in this litter, but they're just a little over 2 pounds. We have gotten her up, so we do morning and evening weight checks on this little one, and I typically do morning weight checks on the others, and so everybody else is gaining great. She has managed to gain 2 whole ounces in the past little over a week. So we saw our vet last Tuesday. They went in for their 6-week shots and a checkup, and so we had him check her out because we still weren't really sure what was going on. And you know, the emergency vet, she did what she could there, but I just wanted my vet to kind of put his eyes on her and just see what he thought. So we are running more tests. He is honestly not sure what this could be. The fact that she's recovered from everything, except she's still not maintaining her weight. Like I said, she's gained 2 ounces, but she should be gaining more than that. And so we're not really sure what's going on. Everybody else in the litter has been great. This is honestly the first time I've ever dealt with anything like this in any of my litters. Both parents are health tested. They were clear on everything. We have their DNA and all of that. They weren't carriers of anything. And so we're not really sure what's going on, but we do have some more tests that we're running. There is actually a urine test. We have to get a urine sample to him this week, and it's going to be sent out to Sacramento. So they want to check something in her urine. We are limited on the amount of blood work that we can do because she is so tiny. I mean, she's 1 pound 4 ounces. She doesn't have a ton of blood, and unfortunately a lot of blood tests do require a decent amount of blood, so we're not running a ton of tests right off. She is not up to be rehomed. She's not up for adoption. She is here to stay with us. I will not find a home for any of my babies. If they have any medical issues, they stay here. This is the first one, honestly, that I've ever had that I'm having to keep due to any type of medical anything. And like I said, and we're not even sure what this is. We don't feel it's genetic, but honestly, until we know, we can't say for certain. But we're just going to keep running tests and see if we can't figure out what's going on. But if anybody has ever had a pet, especially like just a little puppy like this, she's 7 weeks, that has ever done anything like this, and you know of a test they could run that would be safe on such a tiny little puppy, or you were given a diagnosis and so they were able to tell you what it was. I will say that she presented like she was in pain. I can tell you it was not as a result of an injury. She's been in with her litter mates. I had literally just had my eyes on her just a couple of minutes before this happened. I was at my desk working. She drank a bunch of water and then she started whining, and I went over there and she was just acting really, really weird. But if anybody can explain why we had a puppy that suddenly lost all ability to move its legs but is now perfectly fine, like she can put weight on her legs, she can run, she can play, she's perfectly fine now. But if anybody has any recommendations, we would love to hear them. But I will leave you with this precious little face because she is just the most adorable little thing.